Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Barbarian, and today we're going to get the Wise Guy achievement, an achievement on Steam that 1.6% of players have, and an achievement that is incredibly RNG heavy. What I mean by that is that even with this guide, you will simply have to hope that the RNG blesses you and that you will get as lucky as possible. Now, what is Wise Guys? Wise Guy is essentially an achievement that requires you to get the legendary wisdom modifier, and the legendary wisdom modifier is something that you can get if you are an administrator and have more than 12 in stewardship. Getting the administrator trait, however, is hidden behind the rulership focus, which can easily go wrong, seeing as the rulership focus can easily give you stressed out. Now, there is something here that makes it considerably easier, and that is the ruler of Lanka in 1153. As you can see right here, he's the King Maharaja Parakramabahu of the Vijayabhahu Kingdom, and I also butchered that name there. But the way it works is he starts with the administrator trait. All you do is you load in as him and make sure that you definitely go into the Iron Man mode. But once you've done this, all you need to do really is survive. Because now that you have the administrator trait and that you have more than 12 stewardship, which is very hard not to have as an administrator, you can simply go on and wait. The game just needs you to live long enough so that it can give you the legendary wisdom modifier. This achievement is one of the more ridiculous ones, very, very similar in my opinion to the legendary hunt one, except this one is a bit cheesable, but the way that we are doing it here by starting as a character that already has the administrator trait. Of course, I will tell you what I was doing here is essentially I, kind of just went with the focus to be at peace, because being at peace makes it so that you can end up with less rebellion, seeing as it lowers the rebellion risk. I also went with the business focus so that we would end up with more money in case anyone were, for example, our neighbors were to decide to attack us. Everything beyond that is literally just waiting. If your character dies, you have to reload, or, rather, you have to start over and just wait a bit longer. If your character, for example, were to decide that, hey, getting pneumonia is a good idea, then you gotta hope, you gotta pray. And that is really all you can do in that situation. This is an insanely RNG, heavy achievement, as I said earlier, but the way that it is here, where you can already start with the administrator trait, instead of spending roughly 15 to 20 years to getting it, you are in incredible luck, seeing as you can now speed everything up and actually just get the trait this way. Now, I will tell you straight up, there is also a different character that starts with the administrator trait. The wiki, the Crusader Kings 2 achievement wiki also talks about it, but I would advise you to place Maharaja of Lanka here, because he simply starts in a situation where he will not have any wars declared, and he is in a situation where he's incredibly strong in comparison to everyone around him, simply because you can amass money, and if people were truly wanted to try and come over to you, they would have to cross a strait. So essentially you are looking at a situation where you have about 20 to 30 years, where you can just sit here with the character and hope that, well, you eventually get the legendary wisdom modifier. You can also see when I was playing this, I literally just sat here 5 years now, have passed, the realm was at peace, and our ruler has already amassed a decent amount of money, prestige, and piety. I mean, that is what happens if you just wait. This achievement and speedrunning it essentially requires you to have a fairly good computer, but that is really all the requirement that you need, because there's very little skill involved, of course. Now, you could also go out, and I just want to mention this, you could go out and do anything, really. You could go out and declare a war, you could conquer India, you can do the Indian achievements as this character on top of this one, if you wanted to. But I will tell you, just make sure that you do not drop below 12 stewardship. If you drop below 12 stewardship, you run into the problem that you will no longer have the requirements necessary to actually trigger the legendary wisdom modifier, meaning that the entire run is useless, and you will not get the Wise Guy achievement. Now, that being said, I honestly, looking at this, I don't think I did anything much more here. Let's just wait a couple of seconds. I'll be back in about a minute, I think, when we will get to the point where we pick up the legendary wisdom modifier. And here you go. As you see, the game is now slowing down, all of a sudden normal speed, and there it is. Whether it is deserved or not, your decisions at court have earned your reputation of being incredibly wise. People journey from far away to seek your advice. Excellent. Legendary wisdom modifier. That's really all it is. It's just a random event that pops up. You do not have to do anything. There's no input from you, and there you go. Wise Guy achievement. Only 1.6% of people have it if you want to have it easy. If you are hunting for the 100%, then this is how to do it. Now, of course, as always, I want to thank the members of the channel that are making videos like this one possible, namely the Barons, Aaron, Stefan, the Richest T, Snywolf, Emma, Marmello, Thomas, and of course Lachlan. Then also the Counts, Kemelik 2, Shifty, Ixum, the Naughty, and Wombat, and last but not least, the absolutely beautiful Dukes, Suspicious Duck, Benedict, Nathan, Knight of Squires, Kenneth, Lexo, Roboman, My Dad Left Me at Arby's, and Eric and Aiden. Now, that being said, I will see you later, alligator.